Like in any good infomercial, I'll say, but wait, there's more. We also have access to the world on any of them. This will bring you to the docs as well as weekly downloads and rest of the stuff. Once we're familiar with Node Package Manager, let's see how we can start using it in our own projects. And the good news is that it's much simpler than you would expect. You see, when we install Node, we also install npm. And because of that, we have access to npm global command. And you can check the npm version by running npm -- version in your terminal. Just keep in mind that the version most likely won't be the same as your Node's version, and that is totally okay. So you can either do that in the terminal or, of course, in the integrated terminal, and you can simply type npm and then -- version. I believe you can also check by -- v, and there it is. Of course, now we have the version for our Node Package Manager. And then we have two flavors. We can install package as a local dependency, and that just means that we'll only use that package in this particular project that we're working on. And the command for that one would be npm install, or I for short, and then whatever is the package name. So whether that is Bootstrap, Lodash, Express, or whatever. Or we can install dependency as a global dependency. And that just means that we can use it in any project. And the command for that one would be, again, npm I or install, whichever method you prefer, and then -g. So this is going to be the flag, and then again the package name. Now, when you install something globally, most likely on a Mac, they will ask you for the sudo. So you'll have to provide the credentials. That's why you'll run sudo npm install and then -g, and again package name. As far as which one you'll use more often, that definitely will be a local dependency flavor, because even though, yes, you can install packages globally with arrival of npx, there's actually less and less need for setting up something globally. That's why we'll focus on local dependencies first, how to set it up in our project. And then in a few videos, when we talk about npx, I'll cover why there's less need for setting up something globally. Now, there's one more thing that we would need to set up in our project as far as dependencies. So I know you're eager to start installing the packages, but let's just wait a little bit. And in the next video, we'll add that extra thing that we're missing right now, and then we'll be in good shape. And then we'll start installing every package under the sun. Excellent. We now know that we have access to the npm global command. We now know that in order to install the local package, we will need to run npm I and the package name. So what are we missing? Well, we're missing file by the name of package.json. And essentially, you can think of it as a manifest file that stores important information about our project. And there are three ways how you can create package.json. First is the manual approach, where you just create a package.json in the root. And please do that in the root if that's something that eventually you decide doing. And there, of course, you would need to create each property. Or there are two ways how we can automate this. And the first one is running npm init. And in there, they will just step by step ask you the questions. And if you want to skip it, you can just press enter. And the another way, the third way, is running npm init with a Y flag, and then everything is set up as default. So I'm not going to show you the manual approach. It's just too time consuming. And we'll right away go with npm init. First, I'll show you the step-by-step approach. And then, of course, I'll show you how everything is set up by default using the Y flag. So go to your terminal and just type npm init. And there it is. Of course, now they tell you that there's going to be a walkthrough of creating a package.json file. And the first one is the package name. And by default, of course, it is going to use the folder name. Now, keep in mind that if you eventually want to publish this package, then the name has to be unique. So you need to make sure that nowhere in the npm you can see the package with the same name. And I'm just going to go with tutorial. As far as version, we'll talk about versions shortly. So I'll just skip this one. As far as description, whatever, again, is just the default. Now, as far as the entry point, eventually we'll change it, but for now, it's good enough. We're going to go with one intro.js and then the test command, as well as git repository and keywords and author and license. And we simply say yes, and we're in good shape. So now, of course, we have the package JSON file with name, version, description, as well as the main property, and of course, the scripts, author, and the license. Now I'll remove it. I'll say delete, and I'll show you that, of course, you can skip all of those questions by simply typing npm init and y. And as you can guess, yes, of course, you can come here later and then just change these values. That's why it's definitely faster to just type npm init and then the y flag.